Week 3 recap.
Wrap it
up. We break down all the games that we saw, which is a grand total of 4 combined.
Right.
Let's get right into it. Let's stop wasting time. Let's stop wasting our viewers' time.
Oh, we'll get right back into wasting time.
We will later, of course. PV, big winners.
Sure. Let me tell you.
You want to start there? Or?
I want to tell you all you missed pre-game.
Really?
At the Grizzly
Was there
Grill.
a fight?
No,
okay.
The Grizzly Grill, dude. They had the Frito Bowl, which is the Frito chips with beans and sour cream and cheese and green onions. You missed out, buddy.
It sounds like something I get at Taco Bell at 2 in the morning usually.
Well, it came with a defibrillator and all that stuff,
Sure, okay.
But it was delicious.
Sounds right.
Yeah. And anyway, they had the contest. Remember that pull-up contest I was telling you about?
Okay.
The Marine Corps was out 2 weeks ago. If you could do 20 pull-ups, you got a free Marine Corps t-shirt. I said, what percentage of Americans do you think can do 20 pull-ups? He said 1. And they ended up giving away no t-shirts. Well, the Army was there.
I can't do one, yeah. Okay.
The Army was there, and if you did 50 push-ups, you got a free t-shirt. And Greenfield was just cleaning the house.
Wait. Tell me you did this, please.
I didn't do it.
Oh.
Man, I was eating my Frito Bowl. Touting.
All right.
Into the game. That was more exciting than the game, by the way.
Speaking of not wasting anyone's time.
47-0.
For PV. Big winner.
What do you need to know? 47-0. What do you need to know?
Where should we start?
I'm going to start with the shutout. Bam! And Luke Osornio.
Okay.
You know about Luke?
Zeke?
Luke. Is it Zeke? Zeke! My man Zeke! And I'm going to call him out. Zeke is my man. I'm going to cross out my bad notes. Zeke is 6'1", 305 pounds. I love his last name, Osornio.
I like his first name.
Because everyone he tackled, they had a sore knees, they had a sore backios, they had a sore footsios. I mean, this guy killed people. Man, he was all over the field, just tackling fools right and left. All right, anyway.
Aptos transfer didn't play last year, and he's been huge.
Oh, my God, he's a monster.
Yeah.
He is a monster. But anyway, the PV's defense, they had 2 sacks, 2 interceptions, 2 fumble recoveries. That was the story of the night. 4 different players, I think, scored for the Grizzlies, including 5, actually. And Cantrell scored twice, 2 rushing touchdowns. And actually, Justin Mendoza was the man of the hour.
I mean, obviously, they're turning the page a little bit. It seems like 3 wins. That's the first time they've had that many since 2007 when they had 6.
Yeah.
That's their only winning season in their program's history. They still have a 31-game losing streak in league play. Does that end this season, do you think?
Well, they open with Gilroy next week, right? That's a toughie.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? Their attitudes have changed, and that's all that matters. They've seen improvement. They've won 3 or 4 preseason games. And before I forget, Justin Mendoza returned an interception 60 yards. Okay. I mean, they're playing on both sides of the ball with a lot of intensity.
Okay.
And there's nothing, you can't fault anything wrong with that, right?
Yeah. I mean, Grizzlies turned the page. Does it lead to a league win? We'll see. But obviously, 3-1.
It's gonna lead to a win.
3-1 on the year. They're one of the surprise teams so far in the Santa Cruz County. Sticking in Watsonville, Monte Vista Christian having a 10-game home win streak snapped.
See ya.
To visiting King City, 21-13. The statistics show that MVC won. The final score shows that King City won.
No. Yeah, just to see. You know what? You look like you're taking this loss a little hard.
Well, yeah.
I mean, he's looking this way, but there's a tear just dripping down on this side. Quit hiding it. But
I picked MVC to win.
I did too.
Yeah.
You know.
And this was a game that they admittedly should have won.
Yeah.
They outgained King City by 100 yards. They had 17 first downs to King City's 5. King City had 1 first down in the first half. Yet they held a 14-7 lead at halftime. Go figure.
It's not so you can't say defense wins games. It's timely defense wins games.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, what, an interception, 2 interception returns?
2 interception returns, 1 by DeAndre Sharif, 1 by Abram Nava.
To the house?
To the house.
Whew.
And DeAndre Sharif also had a kickoff return for a touchdown, and that was it. So King City really couldn't get anything going on offense, but it didn't matter.
What is Monte Vista talking about in the house? Are they going to be all right?
I mean,
this is a tough loss. It could haunt them.
But they had a good win last week. But then again, they did have all those rushing yards against Gilroy. But they did get the win.
Yeah.
This game, they did mention they only have 29 guys on the roster.
Yeah.
They mentioned a stomach flu that took out 8 guys this week from practice. They had to call up JV guys just so they could have a proper practice. One of those players that missed time was Quentin McLeod. He did play though in this game, and he kind of fought through that a little bit. But I'm wondering how much of an effect that had in this game.
Yeah.
And we'll see that going forward, obviously. But it's only getting tougher because they open Gablin the Fisher to play next week against Salinas.
Exactly.
We both picked NBC to win. Do we need to bring back the dunce cap this week?
You know it.
A little bit, like a half.
I'm showing off the forehead.
Like a half dunce, I feel like.
We've been getting a lot of feedback from people, and they said, I've been hearing from the people, our viewers, our friends, our family, that you have a sexy forehead. So I'm just trying to show a little bit of mine. Hey.
Who, me?
Don't leave out the brown kid. I've got a sexy forehead.
I have a receding hairline.
Actually, I've been clowned. I got clowned down in Wattsville. Someone came up to me and said, hey, Bill and Ted called. They want their hairdo back. As in Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
Yeah, no, we got it.
All right.
One game that we did pick.
Yes.
We picked Watsonville over SLV, although it was just barely.
This is not a fist pump for SLV losing. This is a fist pump for Wildcats. Way to freaking show it on defense.
12-7 victors the Wildcats were over SLV. We just barely picked this one.
By the way, we know absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
We're just flying by the seat of our pants, clearly.
Yeah.
I mean, 12-7. I couldn't. It was hot. It was a Saturday day game. I mean, everything that could work against Watsonville did.
And
they had like 7 fumbles. They lost 3 of them. They had about 95 yards and penalties. I mean, nothing could go right for them except for the final score. Their defense, collectively tackling, which I praised so much after a 60-0 loss to Aptos, came through.
And we mentioned NBC should have won but didn't.
Yeah.
SLV should have won but didn't?
No.
Okay.
I mean, the same thing. Watsonville controlled the clock, controlled possession. Well, they did turn it over, but they controlled the yardage. I mean, they put up the yards. They got a big couple touchdown runs, one from Alexis Munoz, who left injured, came back. Alex Azevedo was a horse, 19 carries, 108 yards. And the sophomore, Nick Carrillo, the quarterback, ran for another touchdown. 5 minutes left in the game. And then it was all defense. They made 2 huge stands late. SLV just scored on a reverse on a 4th down.
Okay.
4th and long play. They pulled out all the tricks.
2 of the more youthful teams in the county.
Yes.
You mentioned Carrillo, he's a sophomore.
Yeah.
SLV, had less than 40 players in the roster. I think only 7 of them had varsity experience coming into this year. So I think SLV is probably the most youthful out of anyone in the county. So
there's a lot of youth throughout the whole county.
Sure,
a lot of sophomores up this year.
You've seen Watsonville twice now. You saw them beat Santa Cruz as well.
3 times.
Okay.
I'm actually part of their booster club now. I own stock.
Yeah.
Okay, so
how do you like them in the Pacific? Because that's where they open up next week.
I'll get a couple wins.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they play some decent defense, and their offense is coming along each week.
I mean, they don't play Seaside though. I mean, there's teams that are more of their level.
Well, if Munoz stays healthy, he's got a bum ankle, but they're a power running team, and occasionally pass it. And I like the way Carrillo is progressing. He's starting to run a little bit more, and he's explosive. I was just going to Seahawks.
What?
Did our Seahawks come through?
No, the Eagles did though.
Oh, they soared to victory.
Birds of prey.
Gosh,
but it was a good second half effort by Gabriel. They fell short, 34-27. They were down for the entire game though, 14-0 in the first quarter, 21-6 at halftime, 34-13 early in the fourth quarter.
The comeback
and
kids.
They came back within a touchdown. Lucas Gromanski's pass to Yosio Hasagawa in the end zone fell short in the final minute, and they fell possession short.
Use the force, Lucas.
Yes.
Jesus. No, it looked like him. So he came in, he threw for 3 touchdowns.
Yes.
Everyone's praising Lucas. I saw him last year. He's a good guy, high efficiency.
Yeah. Started a little slow in the game.
Yeah.
They brought in Brandon Lane late in the second quarter. He had a good solid second quarter as well, but Romanski was the guy in the second half and kind of sparked the comeback a little bit. The defense stepped up too, big time.
Yeah.
Like I said, they were down 21-6 at halftime, and Jacorin Graves, who was the speedy running back that Mendocino had, who was just causing havoc as soon as he got to the sidelines. He had 150 yards at halftime.
Graves buried the Seahawks.
Sure. I mean, he only had 55 yards in the second half, though. So they really locked in on him. The coaching staff challenged Cabrillo's defense in that second half, and they really responded. They really kind of kept him in check, and they provided the offense with a chance. I mean, they provided the team with a chance late.
Looking at these offensive numbers, though, it looks like Cabrillo's a winner. 4 touchdowns thrown.
Sure.
Just one pick.
And we talked about the offense coming into the preview. They didn't have a touchdown
now
in
they
the first 2 games.
For nearly 400 yards passing.
And 4 touchdowns. So, I mean, I think with the second half rally and with the offense getting going, I'm interested to see how this team kind of responds from now on.
You know what? They always respond once they get to Coast Conference play. I don't care about preseason.
Sure.
And neither do the Seahawks. They
Yeah.
just want to improve. And injury or not, it looks like they're getting some progression at quarterback. Fabiano Hale ran for 100 or Serrano, excuse me. Hale at Cal. Serrano ran for 100 yards. It looks like they're getting some backfield production.
Sure.
Hey, growth.
Yeah, and John Moore had an outstanding game. 6 catches, 125 yards, 2 touchdowns, although he did leave the game with an injury, I think about midway through the third quarter, if I remember correctly. It'll be interesting to see if they get him back, because he was a big piece in that game, but didn't get a chance to contribute late because of the injury. So
Quality receiver.
yeah, Cabrillo look to bounce back next week, get their first win against Redwoods on the road. We said we weren't going to waste your time, and we ended up wasting, roughly 14 minutes of it.
Well, hopefully some of them feel like their lives are enriched.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
hope so.
like Lucas Sornio.
Yeah, that guy. Love him.
That does it for this week's show. You can check us out online on Twitter. Tout, which we have a cool little video thing that you can watch video of things.
You've seen it.
You've seen. You know what it is.
Okay.
That's what I'm talking about.
Okay.
And we have an app, Google Play, iOS. It's got push notifications.
Love the push notifications.
Full disclosure, I hate push notifications. I get them all the time for stupid games I play. It's like, hey, you haven't played Pitfall in like 45 minutes.
Yeah.
What are you doing? It's like, get off Pitfall. I have a life.
Yeah. No, but Pitfall is a great game.
Yeah. But this one, push notifications for this one, you get them Friday night, you get them Saturday afternoon. We tell you what the final score is, and that's it.
Nice.
That's it. You can go back to playing Pitfall for the rest of your day.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Check it out online.
Santa Cruz Sentinel.com/.
Football!